Live, Sarah.
Good afternoon, Keller ISD teachers. I hope y'all are doing well today on this beautiful sunshiny afternoon. You are here for Kickstart Your Learning, and I hope you're a returning customer because we have been coming to you live each Wednesday in April. We used to do it every month, but we have upped the ante and we're weekly now. So today's topic is becoming a screencasting scholar. So we are going to go into more detail into what that topic entails here in just a second. But before we do, and just note, our topic is a little more lengthy this time. We're starting at 4:15 because we had a little bit more content to cover today. So 4:15 to 5 will be the session today, just a little longer than usual. 1 EQ credit will be granted if you stay the entire time. And so I want to give a big shout out to everybody involved in the lineup today. My name is Sarah Smith, and I am one of your educational technology facilitators for Keller ISD. We also have Misty Shea here from Central High School. Gaylin Kuhn from Chisholm Trail Intermediate. She's our librarian there. Lisa Sturgis, teacher over at Keller Harville Elementary School.
Hi.
And welcome, Lisa. And Laura Gonzalez, Christy Harold, they are also educational technology facilitators coming to you from their homes. And they will be in the chat window with you, helping us moderate and answering questions and that kind of thing. So they're going to do the best that they can to get back with you on questions that you may have and things like that. So thank you guys for being here to help us. Before we get started, a couple logistics. Many of you know about this, so if you do, that's great. Just be patient through these next few steps. They're very, very quick. If you don't see a chat window on the right side of your screen like you see here in this screenshot, you'll need to do a couple of steps. No big deal. You'll need to create a YouTube channel, basically, and it's about 3 clicks. I'll show you the next screen that walks you through how to do that. But if you are already chatting with us, please introduce yourself, tell us where you're from, how you're feeling. And if you're already doing that, you don't have to worry about a thing. Now, those of you that are missing the chat window on the right, if you'll do this for me, click your avatar in the top right-hand corner. So look for that. You'll see that here in the screenshot. And then you'll click your channel. It'll say your channel. And then after that, you'll just click create channel. That's it. It's simple, simple, simple. And so when you click on your avatar, click your channel, click create channel, then you just need to return back to www.kellerisd.net and then /kickstart, KIC, and then START. So while you guys are doing that, and I bet there's not a whole lot of you doing that, many of you have been on before, or you've seen Dr. Westfall's YouTube lives as well. We really want you to do this though, because engaging in our content is important to us. We want you to give shout outs to our presenters, give smiley faces on things that you like, questions you may have. In fact, that's a part of earning your EQ time. So let me show you a little bit about that. Here we go. If you want to earn EQ credit, if you'll stay for the entire event, so that's until 5 o'clock, it actually goes pretty fast. You'll be surprised. Please introduce yourself in the chat window once you have that running, and don't forget to do that. We want to hear from all of you. Please, throughout the time here, just comment or give us a question, a comment, something like that, so we'll know you're engaged in the learning. That's important to us. And just know at the very end, you're probably wondering, how do I get that PD credit? At the very end, the last 2 or 3 minutes, we'll show you a link. We'll put it in the chat window. I'll show it on the screen. And that link will take you to a form. And if you'll just fill it out, it's only a few questions. Let us know which session you were here for. Today's obviously screencasting, and fill that form out, and we'll award you the EQ credit in the next couple of days. Please know, though, if you just want to go back to old Kickstart Your Learning events and watch the content, this same link, so it's www.kellerisd.net/kickstart, will be rerouted to our YouTube channel for past events after today's live event. So, all right, enough of that logistical things, and let's get on with our agenda today. Whoops, there we go. What is screencasting, you may be wondering? Most of you may know, but the Wikipedia official definition is a digital recording of a computer screen output, also known as video screen capture or a screen recording, often containing audio narration. So I thought that was interesting. It doesn't have to have the audio, but obviously that would add to the teach piece. I know many of you come to us from different content areas, which is great because screencasting can be used in so many different areas, pretty much anything. In fact, I was telling my team today, I was homeschooling my 3rd grader and trying to teach equivalent fractions. And teachers out there, if you have a screencast on that, I would love it to learn a little more how to teach my daughter equivalent fractions. Okay, today's 4 tools we've chosen for you. We are going to cover Loom. We are going to look at Screencastify, Screencast-O-Matic, and Zoom. So those are 4 tools we thought would be beneficial and accessible to you to meet your needs. We will talk about kind of the pros and cons throughout the learning. So, you know, what may intrigue one person may not, you know, it may be the interface that you don't like or whatever. So that's why we thought it would be important to give you choice. Now, the first one is going to be Loom, and I am going to turn that over to Misty Shea. So Misty, let me stop my screen sharing and have you show yours. Thank you, Misty.
Hi, everybody. So let me tell you about a really awesome tool that I found out about probably not the end of this year. It is almost the end of this year, probably about in January or so, and I fell in love with it. So Loom is a screencasting tool. It has 3 options. So you can go to the website. You can get a Chrome extension, which Galen is going to talk about a little more later. And then you can download a desktop version to your computer. And each one of them has a couple of different benefits. Oh, and actually, they actually have an Apple iOS one as well. And they say they're coming out this year with an Android version, because sometimes there are some things I have to screen record on my phone to show students how to get into certain apps and how to do things from their phone, since so many of them use their phone. So Loom is very easy, and that's one reason I like it. And another thing is it's unlimited time. Unlimited time. Didn't you just hear that echoing? Because that makes my heart super happy. A lot of the other screencasting tools, they have to limit your time and make money somehow. But for some reason, Loom, they're just like, hey, what's ours is yours. They do limit on how many videos you can have on a basic account. But right now, really amazing. Loom Pro, they're giving it to anybody with an education email. So any students and teachers can have it Pro for, I don't know how long they're going to let us have it, but I'm going to enjoy it while it lasts. All right, so like I said, Loom is really easy to use. So here I am on loom.com, and I am going to click on new video. And so a little window is going to pop up giving me options, and then you'll see my lovely picture down here on the left side. See, hi everybody. And I like this because it makes it a little more personable. The kids really like seeing my little webcam of me and me talking, and I get to be animated, and it makes it, like I said, a little more personable. You can choose between screen and the cam. And so let's say you're having a bad hair day and you just want to do the screen only. So then it has a little picture over here on the left side, and you can change your picture. You can make it bigger, medium, small, really easy. And then you can do camera only, where it's just me talking, kind of like what you see in Zoom. You can start the recording from this menu over here on the right side, or you have these little options over here on the left. So I'm going to pretend to record, or actually I'm going to record. You can choose your entire screen or your application window. I generally say use the desktop because if you switch windows, so let's say you click on something and it opens in a new tab, you lose it. Like, so your screen recording is actually recording that first tab that you had open. So I generally just close everything out and only record just on my desktop. And so and then it counts down. I love that. And then it's just really easy to use. When you're done, you come over here and you click the check mark. You can pause it. It'll tell you that you're paused, and then I can just cancel it. But I'm going to go ahead and save it so that you can see how easy it is. So it pops up to this screen. One thing I love about Loom is that you can just give the kids a link and it's private. So see over here, it's the privacy is that I'm hiding it. And unless they have a link, they can't get to it. So I can make it public, but generally things I do for education, I don't. I keep it private. So it's almost like Google Drive where you give the link and you're good. So I do link sharing. And then you could also right here, you can download it to your computer. Just to get away from the only having 25 videos. But one workaround that I love is to download it to my Google Drive straight from my computer. Just a quick side note, if you do not have Google File Stream, it will rock and change your world. And I know the ladies are gonna put that somewhere in the chat, their video to their KIC, their link to their KIC site to where they can tell you how to get Google File Stream. So I can download it, and instead of using memory on my computer, I can download it straight to my Google Drive. So see, here's Google Drive on my computer, and then I can just add it straight there, and it's done. I'm gonna rename it so that it can be a video that I want it. So I'm just gonna call it test 3. I actually did test 1 and 2 earlier, and it saves it there. I can trim it if I want, and I can do all of that. The desktop feature also has the ability to use a pen. So I'm going to keep my pros and cons on here. So here is the desktop feature. So I'm coming over here and it's recording my desktop right now. I can stop it, and then I can not show you the tool. 3, 2, 1. You're it. And if you come over here, here's a little writing tool. So I can choose my color and I can write notes. So if you're a math teacher and you want to do 1 + 1 = heart. Oh my gosh, I need to work on that. But you also have that drawing tool, and you can annotate and do everything on your screen. So that's always a choice and an option when you're using the desktop version of Loom.
I love that. That is so cool.
And so I'm going to turn it over to Galen so she can give you some of her quick tips about Screencastify or Loom. Oh my gosh, I forget what we're talking about. Go me.
There we go. Hey, you guys. Thanks for joining us. And thank you, Misty. One of the things that I've gotten from Misty from this past year, I can't remember when you said it, but man, it just drilled into my head and I cannot get it out. And one day, Misty told me, take one and run. We are showing you a whole bunch of different options today. You do not have to learn all of them. Choose one of them to fall in love with. Whatever's easiest for you, whatever works for you, that is definitely the one that you want to do. Now then, I'm going to share my screen. There we go. And there we go. See, I'm learning how to do this too. There we go. And so here is my screen. I've been making videos today. Whole lot of fun. One of the things I do use the extension, the Chrome extension. Whenever you do your Chrome extension, all you have to do is Google Chrome extension. Honestly, that's the only way I can remember how to do it. I'm trying to get my toolbar out of the way. I just Google Chrome extension store, and then I go here. And then all you have to do is look up Loom, and honestly, whatever the other extensions are, Loom, and then it will show you and you will be able to do it. I already have it. So there's my rate it. And so then it puts it on your toolbar up here and you can use it and be free to go. One of the things I have been making quite a few today, as you can see. One of the things that I do like Misty said, was that you can have your face down in the corner. Sorry about that. Here you go. This is the one that I did today. This is what I learned today as well, is that you can do a thumbnail. So instead of having the starter this, when I put my links out there for students, I put it on our Facebook page, all of that. I felt like this was much more engaging than this. And so you can put thumbnails in there for just for your view, which I think is really pretty cool. Just a quick, all right, friends and readers and book lovers, here is something awesome going on. Sora is opening up their summer reading program where they offer And so once you start, your thumbnail goes away and does this. Like Misty said, you have a copy link you can embed into whatever you need as well. And so I found that to be really easy, and embedding is not always easy for me, but to me, this was pretty darn easy. A couple of, I just love this. I mean, I've worked on this all day today and I just really enjoyed this. A couple of the things is how easy it is. It made it so easy for me. I will tell you, do a test run before you do your long video. Do a test run to make sure that your audio is working, because my audio was not working with my headset. And so I did it. It was lovely, but the audio didn't go through. So do a quick test run just to make sure that everything's going, that the picture looks right, and that your audio is going before you make your real video. That will save you a lot of time and trouble. It is easy. There's Chrome extension. I don't know why, but the little circle face just makes me happy. I feel like it's softer and softens me up. I just like that. Easy to embed. Like Misty said, no time limit, thank goodness, but do keep an eye on it because it does get kind of long if you're not too careful.
And they
also
always joke about they'll check on you after 2 hours to see if you're still going.
Really?
And it's free. Yeah, it's free. The basic version is free, and the pro version is free for now. So, but even with the basic version, Galen, I found that I haven't had many limitations. What do you think?
I haven't found any limitations at all.
Nothing that I was sad about. You know what I mean? Sometimes
Right.
those pro features are a little too fancy for me anyway. And then usually those kind of people have all that fancy software anyway.
I do like the basic, because honestly, when we say basic, we say basic. If you want to start a Loom video, you just kind of start and you go. There's not a whole lot of other buttons to push, and it's just pretty darn basic. You can do a little bit of editing, like trimming, which is always good because the end of my videos are always me frantically trying to find out how to stop it. Your thumbnail, like I said, which makes it so much prettier than just the start. For me, I like it being pretty that way. Yeah, that's kind of it. I mean, I will tell you that I was frustrated today because my audio was not working when I made a lovely 15-minute video, and I had to go back and do it again. So do just make it quick. So after that, every time I would do it, I would do a quick 30-second test to make sure everything was working before I went for the big dogs and the longer videos.
And it's really easy to delete them or archive them, so that even though it says you only have 25, but like I said, if you have Google File Stream, it's a workaround. You download it and then you delete it, and then you never have to look at it again. Well,
Right,
I mean,
and
you'll look at it again, but you know.
Right. And the delete is really easy because, you know, you start 30-second ones and then you're like, oh, I don't ever want to keep that. So you just do a quick delete and it's perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And again, I'm going to encourage you guys, take one of whatever we show you, fall in love with it. I know some of us need permission to do that, but we give you permission to learn one of these, and you don't have to learn all of them. So just take whatever you can.
I give you permission to learn mine only. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey,
You're doing too, so hush up.
I'm going to pipe in. Thank you, Galen.
You're welcome.
And then there we
go.
go. I was just going to say, we better watch out, Keller SD, because Loom may hire these two ladies. They're so convincing, right? And then I love what Galen said about the script. That is so true. Do a run through, teachers. I know you think you could just do it off on, like, you know, on the fly, but I've done these so many times where it's like, I get tongue tied or I forget where the button is, and just do a run through, have a script or just an outline or something like that. So, okay. Our next one is Screencastify, and it is also a very easy one. It also entails an extension. So I'm going to share my screen, and I want to just show you a quick part of their video because it comes to you when you install the extension, but I just think it kind of encompasses everything you need to know in just a few seconds.
Screencastify is a really simple way to record screencasts from right within your Chrome browser. Once you've installed our extension, click our icon and choose whether you want to record your browser tab, entire desktop, or just your webcam. Turn on your microphone if you want to narrate over your recording, and choose if you want to embed your webcam to add a personal touch. Once you're ready, click record and lights, camera, action. Spice up your screencast with our annotation tools. For example, shine a spotlight on your mouse to direct your viewer's eye, or draw on your recording with our pen tool. You can toggle your webcam on and off during a recording and change the location, size, and shape of your webcam. Once you're finished, click our icon again and click the stop button. Your video will automatically save to your Google Drive. Then, you can rename your recording and share it either by grabbing the Google Drive link or by publishing your video directly to YouTube. Our premium subscribers can
Stop it right there. Okay, I'm going to stop it right there, but that's Screencastify, and I love that little tutorial video they give you in the beginning when you first install it. So you guys, if you're interested, it will come to you in their little window. But it's another great one. And I did want to add another thing that y'all mentioned earlier is I love that picture-in-picture, that little person, like you said, it makes it more personable. So we're going to turn it over to Lisa Sturgis, who has used Screencastify in her teacher role, which is great. So Lisa, let us know what you think about it. Show us some examples, and we're going to turn it over to you.
All right. Hi, I teach 3rd grade, and my team and I, just like everybody else, had to start doing our lessons. We decided to pre-record our lessons. So we went with the easiest route we found. So we started with Screencastify. I want to show you my screen and kind of walk you through what my teammates and I have done. So we started with just making a Google slide. And as you can see, it's for Reader's Workshop at Home. This is week 2. So this is our second one. This is a Chrome extension. So when you download the extension, it's really simple. You just come right over here, just like in the previous video, click this button and you're ready to go. I'm going to show you the example. This was week 1. I wasn't quite ready to show myself in the camera. So here was week 1.
Reader's Workshop at Home. Hey guys, it's Mrs. Sturgis. Let's talk about ways that you can set yourself up to succeed as a reader at home. First, we're going to start with making a plan. We've done this.
Oops, sorry, hit the wrong button.
We would do this at home as well. So you need to be asking yourself, where will I read? So you need to think, look around your house and just.
That's an example of just using the voice over your slideshow. The next week, I got a little bit more brave and decided to go ahead and show my face in the video. Thought my kids would probably get a kick out of that. So here is using the microphone.
Hey guys, it's Miss Sturgis. It's time for Reader's Workshop at Home, part 2. Here we go. So this week, we want to start by just stopping and thinking a little bit about what good readers do, because that's what we've been working on all year to become.
So that's an example of how I used the camera on same thing, still a Google Slides that one of my teammates created. We created this one Google slide for every lesson, so we were all using the same material, and that worked out really well. I'm going to show you, this is something I created just to kind of show you through the steps, very much like what Sarah and the video she showed you, but how easy it is. Your Chrome extension, once you download it and add it to your computer, the extension is right here. It's a little arrow. This is the window that pops up. Just like Misty explained, you can share your browser tab, your desktop, or just your camera. I've been choosing the desktop because if I want to open something else, I want to be able to show any other tabs that happen to open. If you select browser tab, you're just going to be showing that one tab that you have open. The next thing that's going to open is the selection between sharing your entire screen or your application window. Same thing applies as before. The next thing, and this is your other option, this is where if I wanted to pick all the different things that I have open. Once you finish your video, this was the part that my team and I like the most. We're sharing all of our videos for our students to watch through our Google Classrooms. So this right here was a game changer for us. It made it super easy. We can set it up to post on our Google Classroom at the day and time that we want our available to our students. So we really, really like that feature. When I looked at pros and cons of Screencastify, we felt that it was a super user-friendly extension, just to add on to what we're already doing. It was super easy to navigate. It's really easy to edit because I fumble around at the beginning or fumble around at the end. This little scissor helps me trim the beginning, trim the end, so that all the little, just like what Galen had said, trying to figure out how do I stop that again. So I like being able to cut that off. You can also go into open an editor, and I found it really easy to slice and cut parts out of the video. The other day, I was messing around with where my picture was on the screen, and I needed to edit some of that out of the video. So it was super easy to do. Saving to your Google Drive is another pro, and our biggest pro is being able to share it right to Google Classroom without having to leave the video. The cons for this one, the first week, it was a 5-minute limit, and we felt getting through these lessons in 5 minutes was pretty tough. I actually had to redo one video multiple times because I couldn't get it done in 5 minutes. And then we got an email from our librarian who said, oh, if you're using Screencastify, use the code CAST_COVID, and it upgrades you to the unlimited version. So now I don't have to try to do Reader's Workshop at home in under 5 minutes. I can take a few more minutes if I need to. So we were super excited about getting that. And that was really the only con we had for the whole thing. We, as a team, we really like it, and it works, and it's easy to navigate. Like I said, we have a first-year teacher on our team, and she was able to pick this up and create her videos with very little help from any of us. So that's how easy and user-friendly we feel it is.
Thank you, Lisa. Oh, I love that. I love your screenshots. That's very, very helpful to our teachers, I'm sure. So, hey, if you're chatting along with us in the YouTube live chat window, give us some feedback. Which one is your favorite so far? Which one do you think you're going to try? They're both awesome. So I don't know which one I would try first, but both of them have that picture-in-picture ability. So that's great. Both of them have the ability to share the links. I did notice that Screencastify kind of integrated with Google Classroom real seamlessly, but hey, Loom also has that share feature where you could just grab that link, put it in your Google Classroom announcement or assignment or whatever it is you're going to use. So just both of them seem amazing. Now, our next one is called Screencast-O-Matic, so not to be confused with Screencastify. And I would say it might be a little more advanced, maybe intermediate. Misty, what do you think? I'm going to turn it over to you, and you show us Screencast-O-Matic.
So Screencast-O-Matic was actually the first screen recorder I've ever used. And the reason I preferred it to anything else out there, even though the one drawback is you do have to download something to your desktop or to your computer or to your phone. It is an app. That's the only down, and some people don't want to do that, but I think it just makes it an ease of use, a really easily used when you do download it. So it's just screencast-o-matic.com. So some things that I like about Screencast-O-Matic is that you see how I'm dragging around this little window. You don't have to worry about doing tabs or whatever. It's going to record every single thing in this little dotted window. So sometimes if you're doing a video and you need your notes over here to the left side and you're doing the video over here to the right side, you need that option to have your notes and still record. And so you can kind of split your screen that way. Or you can do the whole thing. A lot of times I like to be underneath my all my little bookmarks and everything. The only downfall is just they can't see you type in the URL, but I just kind of repeat it over and over and over again. And it also takes off the bottom of my computer right here. So it kind of snips it and makes it really pretty. You do have a 15-minute time limit on Screencast-O-Matic, but you really have unlimited videos. And so what I mean by that is that if you saved videos on here, you can only save so many on there. But look, I've saved 0 on here. And it goes all the way back to me saving it straight to my Google Drive file stream. And again, if you want that, they tell you how to get that on the KIC website. So it's really easy to kind of work around their limits. The only limit though is the 15-minute time limit. But the thing is, with good teaching, can you imagine yourself standing at the front of the classroom longer than 15 minutes? So generally most of my videos are not even 15 minutes. So it never actually was an issue for me. So I like this because I have the ability over here to hit record. And it's really easy and they don't see this whole record thing. So I click on record, it gives me a countdown just like Loom did, and then it's recording. So let's say that my child ran in and screamed and everything and oh my gosh, and life ended. So I can just pause it and then it's done. I can rewind, just drag it over and rewind, and then it truncates it to the part where your child ran in and screamed, and then you could just hit record again and it'll start from that point. So if I ever mess up, I don't have to start over. I can just start recording from that point in time. I do Screencastify or Screencast-O-Matic. I'm so sorry. They shouldn't have named each other so similar. They both have the option to have your picture in the screen. They both have the option to have just you on a webcam or just the screen. So you have the 3 different options, just like the other 2. When you're done, you can save it to your YouTube, Google Drive, Screencast-O-Matic. You can share it really easy, and then you can edit it really easily too. Something I really like about Screencast-O-Matic is that you don't notice it now, but you will when I show you an example. My cursor, it has like a yellow halo around it. So like if I'm over here on my video showing you this really cool Screencast-O-Matic logo, on my video, it's going to have a little yellow halo showing that. So I like that because when I'm telling people click here, there's a little yellow halo showing them, and it's better for their eyes. So just an example of Screencast-O-Matic. So this is a video I did about all the really cool things about Brain Pop, everything beyond just the videos that Brain Pop does. So this is just my video on it, if it will let me play. Oh, there it is. Go me. Okay, so that's just the video, and I get the links off of Google Drive and I embed it into my Google site. I send the links to students and parents when they need it. So it's just like, it's really easy, like Screencastify, to share into different things. I also love that Screencast-O-Matic is an app on Android and iOS, because sometimes I have to record like using the Sora app. A lot of our students have cell phones and they want to do it on their cell phone. So I like to show kids how to access things from their cell phone. And so I do a lot of Screencast-O-Matic from my cell phone. And like I'd save it to my Google Drive app on my phone, and it's really easy to share and to use. But people do, like I said, I love this. It was my first one I ever used. It has the trim recordings, the captions, screen size options, picture in picture, but just you do have to download something. So if you're one of those people that just doesn't like to download, to me, it's worth it. It's worth that 15 minutes. It's worth all the things that you get with Screencast-O-Matic.
Thank you, Misty. Yeah, I'm seeing some similarities. I was gonna say, I'm seeing some similarities in all these, but but I don't know which one I would choose, honestly. Our last one, we're doing good on time, so we'll be able to get to our 4th one, is Zoom, which so many of you are using just for web conferencing or meeting with students, meeting with your faculty and that kind of thing. But there's actually I don't know if you'd call it a workaround, but kind of a different purpose. You could use it for recording. Now, obviously, recording a meeting would look different than screencasting, but let me have you kind of think outside the box with Zoom. You could basically not invite anybody to your meeting, but record the meeting and share your screen in doing so. So I I used Zoom to record how to record in Zoom. Does that make sense? I used Zoom to do this screencast. So I'm going to play a little bit of it. And Lisa, it's similar to yours. I just advanced through some slides. I used my arrow to point. My slides are not near as beautiful as Lisa's, but let me get to that real quickly and show you guys. And then I made it into a video. Screencasting with Zoom. So it's kind of funny because you start a video and record it, but you don't really have to invite anyone. And we just use the recording features. So the way that you do that is you open up Zoom and you start a meeting. Once you're in the meeting, you're going to click Enable Audio and Video. So notice how my mute button and my video button are not slashed out. There's no slash on that. So if there's a slash mark, you just click those to turn them on. Next, at the bottom of your screen, you'll click the record button, and that gets the recording started. Then you'll click Share Screen. Once you do that, this window pops up that looks like this, giving you a couple of options. You will click whatever you want. Of course, you could click your monitor. Usually it's the top left button. Some people like to use the whiteboard to draw and maybe do like math problems, that kind of thing. So click the one that makes sense to you. Then you're going to do your teaching and, show whatever screens you need to show, use whatever tools you need that you would normally use in the classroom. Then when you're finished, the way that Zoom knows to process your video is you end the meeting. So you click End Meeting. It'll probably say End Meeting for all. You'll click that. Then you'll immediately see a converting meeting recording, kind of a processing window pop up. Just let that run. Depending on the length of your video, it will be longer for longer videos. It'll take a little longer. Then the next step is it will pop up with a window where that file is located that it just processed. Usually it's called Zoom something. And so that MP4 file is created, which is awesome. It creates a couple of other files, but you're looking for that MP4 one. And it's going to be the one you double click on and it plays. Once you do that, this is sort of optional, but I'm assuming you want to share it. So then you'll go to Google Drive, and Google Drive is a great place to upload that file because you have the storage and you have the sharing features. So from Google Drive, you're going to click on the New button and click File Upload. And then, of course, you're going to navigate to your file and upload that file. Then once the Zoom file is, notice my Zoom file here is located in my Drive. And sometimes, by the way, if you double click it to open it and play it, it doesn't play right away. Videos in Google Drive sometimes take a while to process. But anyway, you can go and do this next step right away if you want. You right click the file and choose Share. So you're going to want to share it, I'm assuming, with your students or with other teachers or whoever the audience is. Then the next step is you're going to click Get Shareable Link. And then you have options here as to how you want to share it. Most of you are probably going to share it to anyone in the district that can view it. Now notice that does mean they have to be logged in to their organization, Keller ISD account, Google account to view it. If you want it more broad, you can click more and go to those other options. But to save that, you're going to click Done. It's in the lower corner of that window. And then when you get back to this window here, you'll have a Copy Link button. The Copy Link button will allow you to copy and paste that link. Depending on how you're doing this, you might be using Canvas, Google Classroom, Seesaw, email. You can paste that link into whatever program you're using. Okay, so that was Zoom. Close some of these things out. All right. We do have a pros and cons list for you if you want to go to it and kind of read what our thoughts on the 4 tools that we covered today. It's at bit.ly/screencasting pros cons, bit.ly/screencasting pros cons. You can do that later as well. Some things I thought about Zoom, you know, you here in Keller ISD, you already have the software installed. So that's super easy. You're probably familiar with it if you've been using it for your web conferencing. So that there's a lower learning curve for you guys. There's the picture-in-picture effect if you want your face on the screen and make it more personable. You just need to click on the camera icon when you record. It's software you're already familiar with. I think I said that. And there's really no need to log in to a cloud account. You're able to, it saves automatically to your local hard drive, which then if you want to move it, I shared with you how to move it to your Google Drive. So I think that's kind of nice to be able to own that file and not have someone else own it. So that's nice on the Zoom end. The cons, the sharing process was kind of manual. You know, it wasn't quite as easy as you saw in some of the other tools where they gave you the link, they saved automatically in Google. So that may be cumbersome for some of you. Let's see, that file would take up space on your hard drive. So you'd want to move it over to your Google Drive if you're, you know, worried about saving space and that kind of thing. And there wasn't a countdown. I noticed one of the tools had a countdown, and I always like that. So it just kind of starts recording. So just FYI, if you're not, if you're ready for the countdown, it doesn't happen. So check out our pros and cons list. And our last one was Zoom, not to be confused with Loom. It's kind of funny, they sound alike. As we wrap up, I want to, because several of our presenters talked about the KIC website, so I definitely wanted to throw that out there. It's such a wealth of resources. Many of our librarians and our educational technology team, virtual team, have been a part of putting this website together. It's www.kellerisd.net/KIC, KIC. And from there, we have lots of resources to support you in technology, but we have put together some special ones during this time of COVID. So you see the yellow bar in the screenshot there. Click on COVID-19 resources, and you can find out more of what's available to you. Things such as, like they mentioned earlier about the Screencastify promotion, tips and tricks. There's just so much there. So if you click on COVID-19 resources, I don't want you to miss this. So I wanted to mention, our educational technology team is doing office hours each week. So over here on the left-hand side, we have office hours, and we change up the dates, you know, each week. But for now, they've been pretty consistent. So we try to give you some different options, afternoons and mornings and things like that. And then on the right, any trainings we hear of. Region 11 has been doing some great ones, Pear Deck and Discovery. And then of course, these Kickstart Your Learning trainings. So anything that we feel like would support you with this at-home situation that we're in, we're putting up there on our COVID page. So I would love to hear what's going on in the chat, but I know our moderators are taking care of all of that. It is almost time for the EQ form. So I hope that you guys have liked the 4 tools. But before we get to the last thing, I want to mention, do a little commercial. Next week, we have some amazing teachers coming to you from one of our campuses, and they are doing Flipgrid Fever. So if you're looking for an engaging tool that your students will love, if you haven't tried it before, you definitely want to join us for next week, April 22nd. Now we're going to go back to 4:30. So this one started a little early because we knew we had a lot to cover, but 4:30 to 5 will be Flipgrid Fever next Wednesday afternoon. Okay, so those of you still on and are interested in, let me get there. I don't know why my mouse is hanging. There we go. It's thinking. If you're waiting for our EQ form, it's bit.ly/kickstart live. Just note the case sensitive nature of the link. It is case sensitive. So make sure you type it in just the way they're typing it in into the chat window and the way you see it on the screen. Fill out that form and you will be awarded EQ credit for attending today's online session. Also, check out our digital tips, tricks, and tools blog. In fact, we have a blog post this week about screencasting, so highlighting the tools we've talked about here today. And I'd love for you to be a subscriber, because then you'll get an email in your inbox anytime we post a new blog post. And we try to do that about once a week, just to update you on any new tools and any new tips and tricks we think that are going to be valuable to a teacher. Thank you so much, Misty. And I'm trying to think of everybody who's been involved. Gaylin, Lisa, Laura, Christy, Aaron on the back end of this. We always love coming to you live from our homes, and hopefully it's helpful. I can't wait to see your screencasts. Don't forget, send me the ones about it. What did I say? Fractions earlier. And I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much.